Blake Lively completely exposes herself.
Like I want to have more authorship.
This woman is a monster.
Blake Lively just exposed herself in the worst way possible by casually admitting she made life hell for her co-stars. On set, off set, didn't matter. She made sure people suffered.
I don't think she even realizes what she's admitting.
From Penn Badgley to other co-stars she couldn't stand, Blake built a reputation for being toxic behind the scenes. And now, with Justin Baldoni bringing receipts, her carefully curated history is unraveling faster than she can spin another sob story.
So she's a serial fraudster. That's called fraud. And that she and her husband are bullies.
And honestly, Justin Baldoni had been sounding the alarm for months. But no one wanted to hear it.
Easily manipulative, she would have full control of this movie.
He tried to warn people how Blake hijacked It Ends With Us, rewrote scenes behind his back, and pushed him out of his own film like he was some disposable assistant. But Hollywood didn't care. No one wanted to challenge the Golden Girl.
She realized they had a hit on their hands. That's why she took control. That's why A-list producers brought in.
Because Blake had already positioned herself as a fearless feminist icon, the woman fighting back against an outdated industry. The moment she framed Baldoni as the oppressive man silencing her voice, the industry fell in line behind her like she was leading a revolution. No one questioned it. Until now.
Disgusting. And there's even more in this interview that we're about to watch in the live feed that you're not going to miss, because just the tone-deaf approach to everything she does, it is so off-putting.
No one stopped to ask the obvious. Why was the director and producer who secured the rights to It Ends With Us suddenly being painted as the villain? Blake Lively had crafted the perfect smokescreen, and for a while, it worked. Until it didn't. Then out of nowhere, a 2022 interview resurfaced, one that changed everything.
This woman is a monster. I'm sorry, and everyone's asking what year. This is 2022. This is literally a year right before they shot the movie. So she is going into this movie knowing, yep, that's what I do.
In the clip, Blake wasn't just dropping hints about her behind-the-scenes behavior, she was bragging about it. With zero shame, she admitted that she tricks directors and producers into thinking she's just the actress, only to hijack full control of the creative process the moment they let their guard down.
Blake Lively is caught in old footage, revealing that yes, her secret plan is to always take control of the movies and lie to the directors to get it.
It was a confession hiding in plain sight, and YouTubers like Andy Senor and Kim from Popcorn Planet wasted no time breaking it down. The more they dissected her words, the clearer it became. Blake had just confirmed everything Justin Baldoni had accused her of. In her own voice.
A full interview that we've uncovered. A lot of people have uncovered it, so kudos. I don't know where it
resurfaced.
I don't know where this stemmed from first, but whoever started plastering it to all of us and emailing it to us, bravo.
In the interview, Blake explained that she deliberately conceals her intentions when auditioning. Why? Because she knows the truth would scare people off. If a director knew she planned to take over the writing, direction, costumes, everything, they'd never give her the part.
Where Blake Lively completely exposes herself and just says it out loud with no qualms. This is what I do. The whole thing Justin's put out in his documents, she just admitted. And you even said it before we play this clip, Kim. You know, there's no way his lawyers had this, because wouldn't this be in the documents? This is exactly what they're accusing her.
So she plays the part. She nods, smiles, pretends she's just there to act and go home. But the second the contract is signed, the real Blake emerges. Suddenly, she's rewriting scripts, changing character arcs, dictating camera angles, all under the convenient excuse of needing creative authorship.
Actually insane to watch, and I'm very surprised that she felt comfortable enough to say all of this out loud. And I don't feel like it's taking things out of context. I don't feel like it's manipulating her to look a certain way. This is her talking. This is her interview where she is being honored.
Some directors tolerated it to avoid conflict. Others were blindsided. They'd hired an actress, not a shadow co-director, not a studio head. They weren't prepared to watch their film be slowly taken over from the inside out.
Confident she is to just say, I have no qualms lying to the director, taking control of their movie, pulling the rug from them, like, oh my God.
And the most unbelievable part? She admitted it was all intentional. She even called it a rug pull. She laughed, admitting filmmakers often felt tricked, but framed it as a charming little quirk. Let's be clear, this wasn't creative passion. It was calculated manipulation, disguised as ambition.
I believe in this, and that's why I'm standing up for it, and that's why I'm not being difficult. And then there are other moments to go like, am I the asshole in the room? Like, what is happening here? I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say.
Blake knew exactly what she was doing. She had to hide her real intentions until she had full control. If she showed her hand too early, she'd never get the job, so she played the part. Acted like a team player. Let them believe she was just there to act. Then the second she got her foot in the door, she took over. This wasn't collaboration. It was a calculated coup.
Also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing and the costume design and creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor.
And the timing of that resurfaced interview couldn't have been worse. For months, Justin Baldoni was brushed off as just another fragile male director, uncomfortable with a woman having a voice. But suddenly, his entire side of the story made sense.
I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do.
Because that interview proved this wasn't about ego or control, it was about pattern. Blake had done to Baldoni exactly what she openly admitted to doing before. She pulled the rug out from under him, seized creative power, and when he pushed back, she flipped the narrative and cast herself as the victim.
Because I felt like I don't want to just be an actor. I want to have more authorship.
What made it worse? She genuinely believed she deserved that power. She didn't see it as overstepping. In her mind, she wasn't hijacking someone else's work, she was claiming what was rightfully hers. With her Hollywood connections, her polished public image, and her grip on media spin, she'd gotten away with it for years.
I don't think she even realizes what she's admitting. Sometimes they'd let me and sometimes they wouldn't. And that then she goes further and says, I would just lie to them in the audition process and make them think I'm just an actress to do what they want.
But this time, she couldn't twist the story. There was no clever PR strategy that could erase the fact that she admitted to everything. In her own words. And for the first time, Hollywood was forced to pause and question the version of events Blake Lively had been selling all along.
You knowingly admitted that's what you do. They want an actress, they hire an actress, they pay you to be an actress. That's your job.
At this point, Blake isn't just confessing, she's defending it. She doesn't see this as manipulation or betrayal. She doesn't see herself as the problem. To her, acting in a film isn't enough. She needs authorship. She needs power. And if that means misleading people to get it, so be it.
Do exactly what Justin's accusing you of. And imagine if Justin had just known this, if this clip had gone viral before to avoid this whole mess.
She said it loud and clear at the 2022 Forbes Power Women's Summit. Sitting on stage, she proudly described how she misleads directors into hiring her, only to take over their projects once she's inside. And the worst part? She expected applause.
To me, it is extremely unprofessional to walk in when you're given a position and your job is to do that position, and then as you complete that, then potentially more responsibility is given to you. Or you can then voice like, hey, I'd like to try this. And it goes on and it's organic, but you have to work with the team. Every workplace is a team.
Blake framed it like she was on some noble artistic quest, just a misunderstood creative soul who needed more control to feel fulfilled. But let's be real. That's not how the industry works. There's a reason acting, directing, writing, and producing are different jobs, because they require different skills.
And what it sounds like is that she's not interested in being a part of a team, she just wants to own it all.
Directors don't just show up and claim a movie because they're feeling restless. They earn that authority through years of experience. Writers don't quietly sit back while an actor rewrites their work just because she feels like switching careers mid-shoot. If you want creative control, there's a process. Write your own script, pitch your own film, earn that seat. But Blake didn't do that. She didn't build anything, she manipulated her way into films that weren't hers. And seized control by force.
Believed in it before anybody else. He put his money into it. He put everything into that project. And then he says, I want you, Blake. Blake's a little bit, and then he's even willing to give her that.
The irony? Blake clearly sees herself as some misunderstood genius. In that resurfaced interview, she talks like directors are just temporary stand-ins for her vision, like the professionals actually running the movie needed her to step in and save it. But that's where her whole defense collapses. If she truly wanted authorship, she could have written her own film. She didn't.
I mean, that's not authorship. That's not autonomy. That's control. That's selfishness. That's entitlement. This woman is a monster.
She could have done what Ben Affleck did with Good Will Hunting, built something from scratch. But instead, she latched onto other people's work, took over projects she wasn't hired to lead, and acted like her opinion automatically carried more weight than the people actually in charge.
Really don't like this woman. I am so angered by her ability to think she can just take control and she knows better and just steamroll little people.
That's exactly why Andy Senior and Kim from Popcorn Planet didn't hold back. They called her what she is, an unprofessional control freak. And honestly, that's the most accurate description. This wasn't creative ambition. It was disrespect. She didn't value the directors she worked with, she saw them as obstacles.
Was trying to play victim over. I'm sorry, I don't see it. You got the whole movie. You took control of the whole thing. You completely destroyed him emotionally, physically, everything. You can tell from all the interviews since.
And that's what makes this interview the smoking gun in Justin Baldoni's case. Everything he accused her of doing to It Ends With Us, she openly admitted she's done throughout her career. Justin wasn't just some actor on set. He built the film from the ground up. He secured the rights, developed the project, and was hired as the director. This was his movie.